Hello everyone. By using this video, I will make you understand how to work on BAN6093-1W3A, where we work on already selected data set. In previous 2 weeks, we might have selected some sort of data set on which we will be working. The main purpose of this activity is to clean the data set that you have already selected in W1A or W2A2. As we are working on Tableau visualization tool, we use Tableau Prep, Prep means preparation. Tableau Prep tool to perform analysis and identify some sort of missing data or messy data in the data set. We clean them and we make sure that the data set is perfectly all right before we perform visual analysis. See, when the data set consists of some inappropriate data, missing data, or wrongly mentioned data in the data set, there is a possibility that it might be generating either incorrect visualizations, otherwise, they might be generating no visualization at all. So, it is always important for us to clean data set. Okay, so first come down to these links and cross check what are they. So, let me check this one clean. So, here, if you check, there are three different elements in city. One is New York City, one is NYC, and another one is New York. If you don't handle this sort of data, what happens is these three will be considered as three different elements. Actually, the three belong to New York City, but these three are differently mentioned in the city. Maybe like some X person considered to write New York City completely, some X person, some Y person thought to write just abbreviation NYC, who is entering data into the Excel sheet. Okay, and the third person he might have considered just new underscore York. Okay, so this is how the data can be wrongly presented. You understand? Next, if you take money, so some people will be using dollar symbol and values in between commas. Some people just simply say 2.2 million, it is also value. But these all data has to be transformed into one particular type of data set. As amount is a currency type of thing, we should take numerical kind of data or double data here. Okay, so this all data has to be presented in one single form. I'm sorry. When you are reading them, you can understand that this is numerical value, this is numerical value, this is numerical value. But the system cannot understand 2.2 million as numerical value. It considers this as textual value because it consists of textual information inside that. And there's a possibility that here it is empty space. Here there is, they mentioned no data. So this is how when people collecting data, when they are doing extraction or data mining activity, they might get some inappropriate data which has to be handled efficiently. So to handle this, we will be using Tableau Prep. I hope you understood what is messy data and what it can do to our visual analysis process. Okay, so the main purpose of this activity is to make sure that you perform cleaning and transformation activity, and the file you have performed the activity that has to be downloaded, and its extension is .tflx. Okay, so these two links help you understand what is messy data and how we have to handle it, how to find it, and how to handle it. Okay, so there are two different videos that are provided here. This is done by some Gore, English one, English person, some technically sound English guy whose accent is very difficult to understand. But watch this video. He clearly explains you what is prep interface and what are most important functionalities that are existing in that. Okay, so this is one important activity that you have to listen. The next one is Tableau Prep tutorial for beginners. So this is 1 hour activity. It completely consists of how to perform data cleaning activity using Tableau Prep. Okay, from download to complete project, it will be providing. See, you are supposed to use all the functions. Say, for example, when you cross check your data, so when you open and extract your Excel sheet, it might not contain any information that is Say for example, let me make it simple. Say for example, your Excel sheet got NA or there are no NAs you can identify manually. Okay, say I will open one data. So by looking at by looking this data, it is possible to say there are some wrong elements that are entered in the data or something like this. Here it is missing. Here it is missing. You can identify. But when you identify, if you see that there is no missing data, if this file if it does not contain any missing data, when you manually cross check, it doesn't mean that you are not supposed to check for missing data in the tool. Okay, you are supposed to check for that because you might do some sort of error. Whatever the key functions that we are need supposed to apply, like handling missing data, handling abbreviations, handling no data fields, handling some null fields. They will be entering null in the box. We don't see that it is an empty box, like it is an empty box, but it consists of value called null null. Okay, so such kind of data has to be properly handled. So every functionality, if you want to clean data, you should apply. So header removal, you should apply maybe any identification. You should apply blank spaces. You should apply some sort of null values like that. You should apply whatever the key functions that are mentioned in the video that is provided to you. Okay, in this video, they will be clearly explaining what kind of values we are supposed to handle. Okay, so use all the functions and make sure you make sure your data is clean and saved so that you can use the data for next coming activities and perform proper analysis and generate visualizations. Okay, so using this video, when you use it, you will understand what is interface, what are the key functionalities that consist of it. This is a complete tutorial, 1 hour 30 minutes tutorial that clearly explains how to use prep. And in this video, they might be using some sort of examples, example data set. That data set is given in this GIF file. You can extract the files and you can use them. Okay, so whatever the key steps that are mentioned in this video, they are already given in this data for video example.zip. Please use those files and perform your activity. All right. So after doing the example activity, you are supposed to perform that same kind of analysis on the data that is given, that is downloaded by you, like your own data set. Okay. So this is the sample activity, and whatever the activity you perform on your data set, that is original activity. After completing the activity on your own data set, make sure you save the file, like whatever the analysis you did, that file in, you save it, and when you save it, it should be in .tflx format. Then provide explanation on the activity you performed. Okay, so what kind of activity you have done, that you are supposed to provide. Okay, so to introduce about Tableau Prep. Okay, so what are key activities that we perform? Key activities that are performed during cleaning and transformation, and write conclusion. See, it's very important, like when you complete your activity on your own data set, what functionalities, what elements, what are the steps that you have used, that are to be clearly explained, from importing data sheet, importing data set into the Tableau Prep tool, the final output you received. Till then, what activities you have performed, that are to be mentioned in your document. All right. So write a two-page document on this and finish your work. That's it from my side, team. It's a simple work. Make sure your practice these activities has to be finished in a limited time. Okay, if you take a lot of time to finish this, it is always difficult to complete a task. Okay, so make sure you keep some time boundaries and finish the activity. Okay, so one more step is like while listening this one, what activities we are performing, it is possible for you to complete this activity. So you understand what key functionalities that are to be applied, like to remove null values, what function we use to render two different Excel sheet, what function we use, like this. There will be different activities that we perform. So you can discuss about all those things. However, my suggestion is complete all the activities, complete your work on your own data sheet by afternoon, then start working on writing two-page document. All right. So it is very important that you complete everything today itself. There is no postponement. All the best, team. Happy working. Thank you.